and then share my screen. And let me know if you see my screen. Do you? Okay. All right, well, I think it's happening. Sorry again for the inconveniences. Apologize to those who couldn't join us, not only because they couldn't, just because of technical problems. So know that we are recording this event for you guys. Okay, well, this is the new student orientation for the Outdoor Recreation Economy program. It's very exciting that you are joining us the call today. It's very exciting you are joining the program. It's very exciting that you are joining the Outdoor Recreation Economy family. It's a beautiful, and I know I'm biased, but it's a great community. Everyone is very passionate. It's a industry that is growing hugely and very rapidly. So lots of opportunities to make impact, to make a change, for you to really develop your passion and align who you are with what you will be doing soon, if not yet. So this is the agenda for today. We are going to go around and introduce ourselves. It'll be a good opportunity to get to know who your classmates will be and a few people in the program as well. We will go through some academic expectations and talk about career services. We have in the call today Molly Thompson. She is the Director of Career Services, and she will be introducing herself to you shortly, and she will also tell you how she can help you advance or enter the outdoor recreation economy career. We will go through some program information, and lastly, we will have Olivia Gosling, who is also here in the call. She's a current student in the program, and she will be sharing her experience so far and answering any questions that you may have. I will also say that Olivia is GSA, so she really helps us a lot with lots of different things. You might have already heard it from her somehow, but you will have plenty of opportunities to connect with her. And hopefully we will have time to go through Q&As. That doesn't mean that I really actually, I would love for you to interrupt the presentation at any time and ask any questions that you may have. Don't wait until the end. That makes the whole experience much more interactive and fun for everyone. Unfortunately, Mark Gasta, who is the Associate Director for the ORAE program, couldn't join us today due to some personal issues, but again, you will have plenty of opportunities to connect with him. So this is my favorite part, and I will go ahead. These are some questions that I would love for you to to answer, and I'm happy to share mine. The way I normally do it is that I will call you in some kind of order, and I always forget some of you. So let me know who I forget in this time, because it's going to be someone, if not more than one. So as I said, my name is Pilar de Volks. I'm the program manager. I'm here to support your whole student experience from now until graduation time. So I'm probably going to be your go person for anything you need, which doesn't mean that I'll be able to answer all the questions or help you all the time, but I'll be able to find the right person or the right answer for you if I don't have it. I'm calling in from Boulder here in Colorado, so I'm actually very close to campus. My professional background is JD and an MBA. But as you can imagine, I have a natural passion for the outdoors, which really brought me to live here in Colorado and to work in this program. I'm originally from Spain, but I've lived overseas for many years now in different countries. And my favorite outdoor activity is anything really that happens outdoor. I will take an opportunity to just go outside and and enjoy what the season has to offer. With that said, I'm dealing with some knee issues, so I'm preventing from doing much of my beautiful, perfect, most preferred activity, but I still go for walks for now in the outdoors. I live very close to the mountains. Let me see how I can, there is someone joining us. Oh, here it is. Okay, so I hope you you are okay by joining me and following me and introducing yourself. Don't have to answer all the questions, but this is more a kind of guideline for you. So maybe Christopher Conrad can go first.
Hello, all. My name is Christopher, calling in from Chicago, Illinois. Professional education background. Long story short, I was a fine arts and art history major, then got kind of into the real estate mortgage industry, almost got into for a master's of architecture, studied urban planning, and then 2008 happened, and then fell into the educational technology field, which is what I do now. I'm a project manager, and I'm also involved in sales. What brought me out into the Outdoor Recreation Academy program was I was born and raised a very city guy, but as I've gotten older, especially post COVID, I've spent a lot more time outdoors. It's my solace. It's healed me. It's helped me overcome a lot of personal issues, and it's kind of like my therapy. And so I wanted to find out initially how I can get involved in advocating for the outdoors from a healing perspective. I recently finished a degree in healthcare informatics, which I still have not really done anything with. And so I figure through a lot of studies I read lately, I think also in Outdoors Magazine with CU Boulder, Healing Spaces, Health RX, that kind of led me to this program, although now my interests have kind of broadened a little bit more. And then my favorite outdoor activities, much like Pilar said, everything from the walks in the woods to I'm a trail runner. I do half marathons, looking to do the Boulder-thon this year as well. I just did the Denver Colfax half, and mountain biker, hiker, camper. So looking to expand my horizons and eventually move to a Denver area in the near future.
Excellent. Thank you, Christopher.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna go next to the other Christopher in the call.
Yeah. There's several of us today, right? It's a pretty common name. I'm sorry I don't have my camera on at the moment. I'm also having technical difficulties with that. But my name's Christopher. You can call me Chris. I'm calling in from Northern California. I'm originally a SoCal boy, so if I drop a couple of dudes or likes here and there, that's why. My education originally actually in communications. I currently work as the communication and marketing specialist for a local public transit agency, but my background has been in various places. I worked in entertainment for a very long time prior to moving to the public sector. And something I've always said was I'm sure you guys all know like the show Parks and Recreation, right? Something I've always said is if I can't make shows like that, I want to work and doing the type of work that they do in order to improve communities. And why not tie my passion for nature and the outdoors in with that? So after working the last, I want to say 5 to 6 years in the public sector, I'm trying to make that leap into working for either forest protection areas or parks and recreation departments at the state and or federal level. And I felt like this program would be perfect in helping me learn more about what that all means and how we can improve our communities with the outdoors and providing recreational services, right? Some of my favorite outdoor activities includes trying to make friends with wild animals, which I don't advise at all times, but it is it's a fun thing. One thing I love to do though is take wildlife photography. So you can find me hiking all over the country and just trying to snap photos and capture those rare moments and hopefully inspire others to go out and explore a little bit more. But yeah, that's me.
Thank you. I'd love to see those photos at some point.
Yeah, I'll drop a link or something soon.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you. Andrew, do you want to go next?
Yeah, sure. Happy to. Thanks, Pilar. So I'm Andrew North, actually based on the east side of Boulder County in Erie, so not far from campus. Originally from this area, so know it well and like it a lot. That's why I ended up back here. Education and professional background. So I actually did my undergrad at CU in the business school, studied finance, accounting, and economics, pretty narrow focus on that aspect of the business world. Worked most of my professional career in Chicago in investment banking. Ended up deciding to transition out of that career path, took some time off. And I'd always been pretty close to the university. So actually I work for the university now. I'm at the business school advising finance students on career paths. So a good fit there. I think what brought me to this program is echoing what everyone else has said, just wanting to align my personal values and interests and passions with my professional career. Actually, if anyone's interested in entrepreneurial endeavors in this space, that's kind of where I'm most focused, or direct investments in startups in the outdoor recreation space. So maybe we can start a Slack channel to cover those topics. But really just wanting to build my knowledge of the industry so that when I ultimately pivot into that, it's that much more productive. And then favorite outdoor activities, probably just general hiking, walks, do a lot of camping. I've dabbled in overlanding just a little bit, enough to be dangerous. So if anyone has an interest in that and is a local, would love to join up. And actually I'm going to the Brainerd Lake area this weekend, which for everyone who's local, if you haven't been there, I strongly recommend it. If you're out of town and happen to be in Boulder at any time, let me know. We should go there for sure. It's adjacent to Rocky Mountain National Park, but kind of mind-blowing just how beautiful the area is, and it's only 30 minutes outside of town.
Yeah, and I would say it's equally beautiful in the summer and in the winter. It's a great area to go snowshoeing as well. It's absolutely gorgeous. I agree. Trinity, you go next.
Hi, I'm Trinity Watley. I'm calling from Atlanta, Georgia, but I will be moving to Colorado in November, so I'm really excited for that. I just finished my undergrad from the University of Georgia, so I have a BBA in economics, and I was an outdoor educator at the Botanical Garden, working with a lot of children and adult programs, and that's actually what led me to finding this program, because probably about a year ago today, I was like, oh, I'm just going to go into corporate economics, something in business. And then I started working at the garden and I was like, oh, wow, I can actually do something else. So I did a lot of research and I found out about this program, and CU was actually my dream school in high school. So getting like full circle moment right now. So I applied, but I am planning on doing adaptive sports at Breckenridge Outdoor Education Center this fall and winter season, and hopefully stay on over the summer and maybe in the fall. So I'm just really looking into tying sustainable development is really important to me, and that's like what I wrote my thesis on. So that's what I'm really trying to gain out of this, is how I can combine both the business economics side and also sustainability. Some of my favorite outdoor activities, I love to snowboard and ski, so that's what I'm going to be doing every day for the next, well, starting in November for 6 months. So I'm just really excited, and I'm hoping to be able to come up to Boulder on the days I have off.
Wow, it's very amazing how much you have already planned things ahead of you. So kudos to you, Trinity.
Thank you.
Austin.
I think you called on me, right, Pilar?
Yes.
Sorry, I don't have the best internet. But my name's Austin. I'm calling in from Washington right now. I'm actually using Starlink, and I'm not in the best place for it, I guess. But I have been living in my van and traveling the West Coast and adjacent areas for the last 2 years now. I'm originally from New Jersey. I got a degree in exercise science and a minor in health, physical activity, and disabilities from the University of Delaware. Pretty much been working seasonal jobs like snowboard instructing and guiding courses. So I was a zip line via ferrata guide, and I was just a ropes course guide up here in Washington for the summer. And I've pretty much been doing that for the last couple of years. I heard about this program a bit ago. I got really excited on it because it combines my love for the outdoors with my idea of wanting to build an entrepreneurial business in the outdoors, which I felt like I lacked in education while at my undergrad. And I'm big into climbing, mountain biking, and pretty much anything outdoors that I can take my dog to. Hopefully that all went through.
Yes, it did. Thank you. And it
Okay.
was actually quite clear, at least on my end. Didn't have any
Okay, good.
background noise.
Yeah, that's pretty much me. I'm
Thank you,
excited for
Austin.
the startup.
I think we have a few more students right now in the program who are also traveling around and living in their vans. So you might want to
Love to hear that.
connect with them.
Yeah, I definitely really love to connect with them.
Yeah,
I'm really into networking and meeting all of the fellow
absolutely.
students in this call.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you, thank you. Charles, do you want to go next? You are in the car?
Yes, I'm in the car, but hopefully my connection's strong. Hey everyone, my name is Charles Ferrer. I'm calling from the Wash Park area in Denver, originally from New Jersey as well. Echoing Andrew, I guess we're neighbors professionally. I'm working at CU Boulder's College of Engineering and Applied Science as a communication specialist. So Andrew, we're neighbors with Leeds and College of Engineering. Educationally, I studied my undergrad at Penn State studying geography. So I guess I'm in the right program since I love places and people and the outdoors and culture. And professionally, I worked as a college and career counselor at a high school in Southwest Denver for about 5 years. And predominantly worked with first generation students and low income families from lower socioeconomic backgrounds. And so that has really inspired me regarding the outdoor recreation economy program to create new avenues to bring greater access to folks that traditionally can't have access to the outdoors. When I was a teacher, I led our first ever camping trip for some of our students. And for about 20 of them, it was their first time going to the mountains in Colorado, and they live literally 30 minutes away. So that was an inspirational opportunity and experience for them. And I definitely want to create more opportunities for that for other students across the Denver public schools. But that takes funding. And so I'd love to learn ways in terms of creating greater access for students and for families that don't traditionally have those means. And then favorite outdoor activities. Love photography, just like Christopher. I have a bias towards tropical locations. I definitely miss the beach from New Jersey. Miss the water. And then I guess very, very coincidentally, my other favorite outdoor activity is kayaking. And just recently found my love for kayaking in Lake Dillon in Colorado. So that's a little bit about me. Looking forward to connecting with you all.
Thank you, Charles. Kayaking has been in my bucket list for a while. So one day I'll get into that, but it sounds like amazing. Robert, do you want to go next?
Sure. I was having a little difficulty logging on, but I'm on now. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
the original link didn't work for anyone, so
Yeah.
we changed the links on the go, and that delayed the whole orientation. But luckily, I think if not everyone, most of the people who were to be in the call could join us now.
Okay, great. Well, I'm calling from San Luis Obispo, California. My educational and professional background starts during the Ronald Reagan administration. Right out of high school, I worked for Pacific Gas and Electric Company in San Jose for 5 years in the gas and electric department. And I wanted to pursue my bachelor's degree, so I quit PG&E and I went to De Anza College in Cupertino for an AA in business administration. I transferred to San Diego State, obtained my bachelor's of science in business administration information systems, and I worked 20 years, 10 years in accounting and 10 years as a senior accountant, 10 years as senior financial analyst. I worked a lot when Ronald Reagan again was president, a lot of Department of Defense contracting in Orange County, but I've also worked for the Irvine Company and also Pacific Life Insurance as well. I lived in San Diego for 7 years after I graduated, so 9 years in San Diego and about 22 years in Irvine, California. So I've actually lived a little bit more than half my adult life in Southern California. So I feel blessed to have lived and experienced both. And now I'm in San Luis Obispo, which I used to come down here with my Jeep and go sand duning in Pismo Beach. But I'm actually planning on, I'm glad this program is online because I'm actually planning on moving to Boulder next year. And I love that area there. It's so pretty. What brought me to the outdoor recreation economy is because it really is me. I love everything about outdoor recreation, fishing, kayaking. I used to hunt. I don't hunt anymore. But camping, I went up to Yosemite last year twice for a week. I've actually been on the top of Half Dome 3 times. Also last year, I went to Sequoia National Park for the first time in my life. I saw the General Sherman tree, and then I did the walk through the Congress Trail, which are more giant sequoias, real pretty. Came back to San Luis Obispo, got bored, and went up to Muir Woods National Monument in Sausalito by San Francisco. That park is so pretty. It's an ancient redwood forest. And I hiked there for a week, came back to San Luis Obispo, got bored again. So I went back up again. And last year was my all-out year for camping. And I've actually hiked every trail in Muir Woods. And it's really a beautiful ancient redwood forest. What brought me here is just my love for outdoors. And I discovered this program actually a couple of months ago because I was thinking about actually, I have a bachelor's again, but I was thinking about either a second bachelor's or a master's from CU Boulder in GIS, Geographic Information Science. But to do that, and I actually have a graduate certificate from Cal State Long Beach. I was able to obtain a full ride scholarship to Cal State Long Beach for the graduate certificate. I finished that. And only to find out that a certificate is great if you're already working in the field, but as trying to get an entry-level job, you really need a degree, even an AA degree. So I was exploring University of Colorado Boulder some more, and I came across this program, and I thought, where have you been all my life? This is exactly what I'm interested in. So I was thrilled to learn about the program. And I must say that to this day, I finally have my final transcript submitted and I've done everything. So I'm ready to go. My favorite outdoor activities, again, are just about a lot of everything. I love to fish. I love to fly fish. I'm from the Bay Area originally, so my dad used to take our family camping a lot. I have 2 brothers that live up in Lake Tahoe and 2 that live in Redding. And we used to go up there fishing, trout fishing. I love the trout stream fish. That's one of my favorites. But I love the alpine snow ski. I've skied every resort in Lake Tahoe. I've skied Sun Valley, Idaho 3 times. And again, just really enjoy the outdoor recreation program in general. And I'm excited to learn about this program and about how I can apply my background to this program. And one more thing is that when I decided not to go to pursue my GIS degree, I moved up here to San Luis Obispo, and I thought that I would recap my experience in accounting with an AA degree in accounting. because back when the real estate market crashed, I lost my job, lost my home, so I went back to school. So I came up here. Cuesta College has a certificate in accounting. They don't really have a full-out degree. So I started my degree at, and it's only an AA degree. I started at Santa Barbara City College. So, and I wanted to go to Santa Barbara and live for a year just to say that I have the full Southern California experience. So I moved up here. Cuesta College does not offer a degree in accounting, but they do a certificate. So I finished that, and I wanted more. So I continued my AA degree at Santa Barbara City College, but I also pursued a degree here in hospitality management. So on May 19th of this year, on a Friday, I graduated from Cuesta College with an AA degree in hospitality management at 1 o'clock. At 1:45, I got in my car and drove to Santa Barbara, and I graduated from Santa Barbara City College at 5 o'clock. So I actually graduated from 2 colleges in the same day. And my closest friend says, he was joking. He says, well, you ought to check out the Guinness Book of Records to see if anybody in your age category has ever graduated for 2 colleges in one day. And I did check it out, and there's nobody there.
I was just thinking about that, Robert, like you might qualify for.
Yeah. So, I'm going to apply. I'm going to apply. And if I get it, I'll be totally excited. There is one person who has that, but he's younger and he's on the East Coast and he's not in my age category. So, and most people in my age category are not in school. So for me, I love school and learning new things. So it costs $1,000 to apply to the Guinness Book of Records. And it takes about 4 months for them to process the application. But they have an expedition type program where they expedite it in 14 days, but that costs $800. So I'm not going to do that. Yeah, $1,000 is a lot, but if you get it, not everybody has that record. So, and I checked, and it looks like I'm the only one.
Well, Robert, keep us posted.
I definitely will. Definitely will.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome, and really looking forward to this program.
Yes, we are. I think we all are. Santino, do you want to tell us about you?
Yes, I do. My name is Santino. I am calling in from Chicago. I live in Lincoln Park. Moved here. I'm from the Chicago suburbs originally, but I just moved back to Chicago right when COVID started. So I went to Montana State University in Bozeman, Montana for my undergrad, and I got an undergraduate degree in environmental studies. And yeah, I mean, what brought me to this program is I'm currently in a sales role and like a B2B software sales role. And I just don't know if it's something I want to pursue for my career. It's been a great experience. And I was able to find this program just through research about continuing my professional life in the outdoors. And my brother went to CU or goes to CU Boulder, and so I have some experience with university. I've lived in Denver for a few years. So yeah, I thought it would be a great way for me to follow my passion, but also like learn a little bit more about the industry and yeah, continue my passion for the outdoors and environmentalism and things like that. So I'm really excited to be here, and I think it's going to be a great effort. I'm not really sure what I want to do with it yet, but I think it's going to be I'm hoping to figure it out in the first semester with the intro classes, kind of figure out the path I want to go down. But yes, I'm really excited to be here. And my favorite outdoor activities, I would have to say I was a big I am a big fly fisherman. I was a guide in Montana and Wyoming and Colorado for a few years after college. And I also love the backpack. I'm actually I'm backpacking the Teton Crest Trail in a couple of weeks with my brother. So I'm really excited about that. But yeah, I'm like I said, I'm from Chicago, and I'm looking for something more in my career. So I'm really happy to be here.
Thank you, Santino. Thank you. I think the last one to go is going to be Anna.
Hi, my video is not working. My name is Anna Sprout. I am calling from Moab, Utah. I'm currently the Responsible Recreation Coordinator for Grand County. I manage an on-trail education program focused on educating visitors in our area on responsible recreation practices and hiking, biking, climbing, and motorized recreation. My background's in I have a master's in education and a bachelor's of science, and like Leave No Trace, Woofer, Tread Lightly, all of those certifications as well. There's so many aspects to our programming. One of them is inclusivity and diversity. And one of the reasons I sought out this program was because if you type in outdoor inclusivity certificates, this is what pops up, thank goodness, because one of the challenges that I have found is like finding like condensed training for inclusivity in specifically outdoor recreation, and then adapting it to hopefully with the education adapting it to our program. I moved to Moab to mountain bike. I've mountain biked every trail many times. That's probably, I've coached. I have a couple coaching license or certificates. So that's me.
Thank you, Anna. I think I didn't miss anyone this time, but maybe I'm wrong. Has everyone talked and introduced himself? Okay, perfect. I'm very proud of myself. Let's move on. So I'm gonna go kind of quick through the following slides, but want to just share some faces behind the names with you. You might have already connected with most likely Carly, who really works with all the prospective students, and she also manages the communication of the program. Molly's, as I said before, she's here in the call, and she will be introducing to you and talking about career services very, very soon. Mark is the associate director of the program. He really oversees the whole program, but she's also faculty, and you will see him in a couple of slides. He's coming up next. And as I said before, I'm the program manager, and that means that I wear lots of different hats depending on with whom I'm working. But for you, I'm gonna be your person to go. Happy to help you. I'm always happy and available to connect with you via email, via phone call, Zoom. So don't hesitate to reach out to me at any time. We have, as you know, we have certificates, 5 certificates in the program, and every certificate has what we call a faculty lead. It is the responsibility of the faculty lead to oversee all the courses, all the curriculum of the certificate, to really ensure we get the learnings, we deliver the learning outcomes that each certificate is supposed to deliver. So these are your people. Mark Gasta is the cert lead for the introduction certificate. Lydia Lohong is a cert lead for the public lands and natural resources. Natalie is a cert lead for a community economic development or building resilient communities through the outdoor recreation certificate. Mark again is also the cert lead for the business certificate, leading a sustainable business in the outdoor recreation economy. And finally, Georgina is a cert lead for the inclusivity in the ORE certificate, which is our newest baby. You can read more about them on the websites, but they are really very knowledgeable people, beautiful human beings, very approachable, bring a wealth of knowledge and a huge network, and they are always willing to share that with you. So don't hesitate to reach out to them, introduce yourself, and connect. Couple of academic expectations. And this is something that Mark will normally go through, so bear with me again, but it's safe to think that you should think of an average of 10 hours a week per course. That's the workload that we have estimated, again, average. The way that gets distributed is think about 4 hours a week for reading and taking notes, 3 hours a week for listening to the recording lectures, and another 3 hours a week for submitting assignments and doing peer review. And I know that Olivia will tell you more about her experience, but this is what we feel is pretty safe to share. We expect that students engage with the program on a weekly basis. All the courses are divided in modules. We have 7 modules and there are 7 weeks. So the expectation is that students will complete 1 module per week. And that's important because all the content, everything is built upon the previous module. So it's important to have a good sense of time management and priorities because 7 weeks go by very, very quickly. And we shouldn't forget, and this takes me to the academic rigor, this is a graduate level. These are graduate level courses. So there is a lot of content and work to do to really gain the knowledge that you want to gain in 7 weeks. And there is a code of conduct at the university, and you will have that in your student book, but pretty much we expect that you behave in a professional way, that you are respectful to each other, and considerate. That's pretty much the bottom line. And this is gonna take me to introduce you to Molly. As I said, we are lucky to have her here in the call, and I will let Molly take it from here and introduce herself to you.
Thanks, Pilar. Hello, everyone. I've chatted with a couple of you already. And for those of you I haven't met with, I'm looking forward to it. My name is Molly Thompson. I'm the Assistant Director of Career and Professional Development. I serve both the Masters of the Environment program, which is the in-person master's program, and Outdoor Recreation Economy. So I'm your primary point person for everything career services. And I do have one other person on my team who couldn't be here tonight, who serves ORE as well. His name is Brian Kennedy. You can find his name and contact information on the website if you want to reach out to him. His contract, he doesn't work in the summer, so he officially starts in a couple of weeks. You won't get a response from him until the 28th. But we are very lucky in these 2 programs to offer what we offer, particularly in the environment where higher ed is going right now, where they're outsourcing career services and career support to technology, essentially, and providing resume writing software instead of one-on-one coaching. So we're very lucky that these programs have been built intentionally with career services as one of our value adds. That one-on-one coaching is the most important thing that we offer. That means that I will meet with you, or Brian will meet with you outside of a group setting on time that is convenient for you, whether that's by phone or on Zoom. If you're in person, we're happy to see you in person once you all move here. We're going to convince you of that at some point, I have a feeling. So we do everything that's listed on here: resume and LinkedIn help, job search strategy for those of you who are deeply enmeshed in careers already, and you're using this as a step up instead of a step to the side. We can help you with addressing your boss about a promotion, those kinds of things in that job search strategy. Networking, I'm happy to introduce you to literally anybody I know. They're used to it by now. I've been in this field a long time. All of these kinds of things. And then we put on a series of workshops as well. Some of them are career-based, and some of them are focused on specific skills we think you're going to need when you get out into the working world. Those are all online. So if you're not in person, the workshops are still open to all of you. Can you page forward? I can't control the slides.
I'm passing, coming.
No, it's all good.
The,
Any questions? There we go. Okay. We do have sort of a standard arc of engagement with the career team. It is customizable because you all come from different places. But typically the first thing we do is we start with a skills gap analysis. For those of you who are in industry already, you're probably familiar with the concept of a gap analysis. This is the same thing, but we are looking at your skills as though you are a company and the jobs out there are your competitors. And we're looking at what skills you're missing that you need to acquire while you're in the program. And also what skills that you already have are the most highly requested by industry. So our first stop there is the arc of engagement is that skills gap analysis. And if I meet with any of you in person, I will immediately email you that and say, here's the process for getting started on that. And I'll explain how we're going to use it. Pilar, you can page forward. So that introductory meeting, that's what we're going to do is that skills gap analysis. That's our first engagement. And then once we have a sense of where you fit and what skills you're going to need, then everything is 100% customized after that. And you can go, Pilar, to one more slide. So that one-on-one coaching, we help you with all of your application materials, including LinkedIn. And we want you thinking about your online presence as soon as possible because that's how people find you. The skills development through workshops, and we can help you with workshops that we are not offering. We can help you get into other ones that are on campus as well. Industry engagement opportunities, both online and in person, and customizing that as well. Between the four of us who make up our team, we have contacts all over the country, and I have a handful outside of the US as well because I've lived on 3 continents. So we will happily, all of us, introduce you to anyone that we know, help you engage. If there's a company you're interested in and you don't know how to approach them, often it's easier if I approach them first. And I'm happy to do that on behalf of all of you. Any questions for me? I think this is my last slide.
I have a quick question.
Please.
At what point do you suggest that we start reaching out to you and start connecting?
Now. Yeah.
Right now, at the beginning of our program?
Yeah, the sooner the better, because we can align you better with the opportunities that we're offering. If we know where you are in your process and what your end goals are, I can recommend things before they've come up on the calendar.
Okay.
And often what I'm finding, a lot of students don't reach out to me until 3-4 months after they've graduated and they haven't found a job yet. And I'm like, man, I needed you 2 years ago when I could tell you you need this particular workshop to get where you want to go, or you need to start networking and building your community in your new fields now. And let me help you with that. It's so hard to do that retroactively. So the sooner you engage with the career team, the better. And we don't put any limits on the number of appointments you can have with us. And you get access to us after you graduate as well. So we start with admitted students and we keep them forever. So even if you're 10 years out from your graduate program, you can come back and engage with a career team.
Okay. Is it best to do it in person, or you had mentioned that it is possible online through Zoom?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay,
I would say even among my students who are residential on-campus students, I would say more than half prefer Zoom. So it's really about your accessibility.
Okay.
I'm on campus 3 days a week, but I take a lot of Zoom calls on the days I'm in person. So whatever works.
Okay, great. Thank you.
So I want to invite anyone who has any questions to ask them now, because Molly might be jumping out of the call soon. And again, I'm happy to try to answer or get the answer for you later, but this is the opportunity to ask directly to Molly any questions related to career services.
I have a question, another question. What is the best way to reach out to you? Initially anyhow?
Sure. My contact information is on the website. You can either email me or there's a link to my Calendly. So if you just want to book an appointment on my Calendly, you can just log in and book an appointment.
Okay.
That is going to be shifting in 2 weeks when I'm on campus and my schedule changes.
Okay.
But I'll honor whatever you've pre-booked.
Okay. And as a career changer student, of which I am, where would I start? At the skill assessment then in the very, very beginning and see what skills I have and what I'm lacking type thing?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Based on where you want to go.
Yeah. Well, the moon. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, you bet.
Any more questions for Molly?
Oh, one more. Are your hours basically Monday through days Monday through Friday then? So if we have something that comes up on a Saturday, even though I hate to bug people on Saturdays,
I do not work weekends.
Very cool.
I'll occasionally do early morning or evening hours if that's the only time that would work for you.
Okay.
But I have a young child, and so I set some very hard boundaries around that time that I have with her. She's standing at the top of the stairs hollering at me right now. So I honor her need before my need when it comes to work.
Absolutely.
Anything else? Anything that comes up, just shoot me an email, book an appointment. We're here to help you now and in the future. So anything you need, let me know. And I am going to hop off because I got to go feed somebody.
Thank you so much, Molly. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you all. Take care.
Okay, so now you know who Molly is. So again, reach out to her if you wanna engage with her. And I think it's a good advice that you do connect with her as soon as possible so that she really understands what you need, where you are, what you're looking for, and she can really help you from the very beginning. So next are a couple of more kind of housekeeping things or kind of general information about the program. So this is, I think, this is going to be familiar to you all, but I still want to go through them very quickly. So the semesters we have classes in the 3 semesters of the year, fall, spring, and summer. And each semester is divided into 2 sessions. And each session is 7 weeks. And there is a week in between session 1 and session 2, which is a week off. And that's really a breather for students who are taking classes in both sessions so that they have a kind of time off, time to recharge between sessions. The structure of the certificates is all the same. Every certificate has 5 courses. 4 of them are subject courses, and they are asynchronous. And the 5th one is a project course, which is synchronous. You can take courses in any order. Subject courses, you can take them in any order you want. The project course has a prereq of completion of the 4 subject courses of the certificate. And that's important when you are planning, when you are mapping out your coursework in the program. We offer every course in the program at least once a year. Some introduction courses are offered 2 times a year. So it's important that you look at the course schedule and start planning and putting together what you want to do and when you want to do, when you want to take the courses. The exception to the prereq of the project courses is a project course of the introduction certificate that you can take at any time. It doesn't have any prereq. So, and I want to go back and talk about what synchronous means. Asynchronous means. It's really up to you when you want to do your coursework. You want to do them in the afternoon, in the evening, in the morning, in the weekends. But as I said before, it's important that you respect the completion of 1 module per week. Again, within the week, you can organize yourself depending on your time, your availability, your wishes. But keep in mind that the idea is to complete 1 module per week. students who are pursuing certificates and then decide to apply to the master program will be able to take the certificates that they complete and count them towards their master degree. So everything is stackable. Any questions about this?
I got one quick question. So with the intro certificate specifically, is it normal then for that summer semester just to be the 7-week project class? So instead of having 14 weeks of curriculum, you only have the 7 weeks. Is that right?
Yeah, it's normal and it's not. It's really what you want. You shouldn't expect project courses to have a heavier workload than a subject course. But the reason why we have the prereq is because we want you to be able to apply the knowledge that you gain from the subject courses to the project course. We have students who only take the project course of the intro certificate in summer, but we also have students who take more classes in the summer besides that one. So it's really up to you, but again, the workload should be similar among all the courses.
Okay, so it would make sense to use that other 7-week period in the summer to start another certificate, for example.
Yes, if you have the time, totally.
All right, thank you.
Yes, of course. Any other questions so far?
I had a question. So, like, do we have to register for second session before the first session starts? Like, if I decide I wanted to add another class for second session, would I be able to do that, or would I need to do that ahead of time?
You don't need to do it ahead of time. You can do it later if you want to. I will though let you know that, as I said before, the intro classes fill up quickly. So if you are thinking about, enrolling in the intro class in session 2 of fall, I would do it sooner rather than later, knowing that you can always drop. Okay. There is a deadline, which is about a week into from the first day of classes, when you can really drop until, I would say, probably 7 days after the first day of classes and be fully reimbursed. So okay. That's an important deadline. And I will be sharing that information with you as we go. But, if you are not sure and you want to reserve your space, your seat, it's not a bad idea to enroll now and then make your mind later.
Right. Thank you.
Of course.
Is the summer semester required, or that's just like an option if we want to take a few extra courses?
It is an option. Master students to keep their active student status have to really take classes in fall and the spring, but they don't need to do that in the summer, Robert.
Okay. Can you be considered a full-time student, six credits or units per semester, to include the summer? Or, for example, I've already registered for 6 units, 1 course in the first session and 2 courses in the second session. So that gives me full-time status now, and I want to remain full-time status. But for, say, the second semester, can I break it up like 1 course in the second session and then 2 courses during the summer, or vice versa? Or how does that work as far as remaining a full-time student?
I'm going to say you want to double check with financial aid, but I'm going to say probably not.
Yeah, that was
so most likely you want to take the 6 credits in the spring semester and then do the same in summer to keep your full student status. But I would double check. I'm not 100% sure, to tell you the truth.
Okay, very good. Yeah, that was my feeling too. So okay, thank you.
Sure. Any more questions?
Yeah, so is it realistic to be able to get an entire certificate done in just 1 semester between the 2 sessions?
No.
Okay.
No, and Austin, it is not, because, as I said before, we offer classes once a year mostly. So the way we organize our courses is that And again, I know there is a semester where it doesn't happen, but for most of the semesters, we offer one class of each certificate in each term. So
Okay.
no, you really need pretty much 3 semesters to complete the certificate.
Did you say that again? Sorry. My
Yes.
internet's not the best.
Yes. No, I was saying that
How many semesters?
you need 3 semesters to complete one certificate.
Ah, okay. I see.
Because you will only be able to take one course of the certificate per term. And there are five courses. Does it make sense?
It makes sense. Yep.
Okay. And I'm always happy to, if you put together your courses, your planning for courses, I'm happy to review them and see if I see any red flag, if there is anything that I can see that can accelerate your graduation, if that's what you want. So don't hesitate to send it my way. I'm happy to take a look at that.
Sure. Thank you.
Sure. Okay. Shall we move on?
I have one more question.
Yes.
So for the typical time span for the master's degree, is that about 2.5 years, would you say, if you did not go to summer school?
That sounds about right. Yes.
Yeah.
And then assuming that you're going to take at least 4 credits per semester, most likely 6.
Okay. I'm going to try to stay full-time as much as I
Yes.
can.
Again, Robert, when you're planning your coursework, keep in mind when project courses are offered, because that's going to be, those are the ones that have the prereq. So you want to be ready to take them when they are offered.
Okay. And can we be working on one particular certificate? Do we have to finish the certificate before we start a second certificate, or can we have a couple of, depending on the classes that are offered?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And that's that's what most of the students do. Most of the students, they have, well, everyone in the master program have to do the introduction certificate. And most of the time they know what other certificate they want to pursue. So they still don't, very often they are not sure about the third one. So while they're trying to understand which one is going to be the third one, they take classes of the 2 certificates that they know in parallel.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Of course. Any more questions? Okay. This is a list of program resources. I'm going to have them here or for you guys. So you might have already received some of our newsletters. We have a program newsletter that goes out once a month. It's called the Chairlift. And we also have a biweekly newsletter that is about jobs in the outdoor recreation economy industry that actually Olivia creates. And that goes out every other week. The way it's organized is by certificate and also by level of experience that the jobs require. And you're always welcome to share any job that you are aware. We're happy to post it as well in that job newsletter. Something has happened with the Office of Information Technology. They've done something weird, and it often lands in your spam inbox. So check it out, because that happens to me all the time. For some reason, those newsletters come to my spam. And all you need to do is add the sender address to your contact so that you can recognize the sender. MEMB and the ORE have a networking LinkedIn. You will have the link to that group in the jobs newsletter as well. But that's a great group to join. They post a lot of kind of time-sensitive job opportunities, so it's good to be on top of those things. We have a Canvas orientation course, and I believe some of you have taken it. It really fulfills 2 objectives. One is make you familiar with Canvas, which is the online learning platform that we use in the program. So when classes start, you know about navigation and the main features of Canvas, but it also has a bunch of good resources that I highly recommend you explore as you join the program and you know, become more familiar with the outdoor recreation industry. So highly recommended that you log in. It's a self-enrolled course, and you should have received some communication with the link to that one. And if not, reach out to me. I'm happy to share with you. In the year, we're going to be putting together a number of ORE specific talks that are going to be from some industry leaders, but also some opportunities for students to connect with each other and hear about where you are. And that's actually going to be managed by Olivia as well. So she's going to be the contact person for you on that. And besides the ORE specific talks, Molly's team puts together a series of workshops that have a very strong focus on career services. So this information will be shared with you through the chairlift most of the time. So definitely something that you wanna read when you get it in your inbox. Chairlift goes out the third Thursday/Friday of the month. So it's coming up next week. Something that we are super happy, and this is something that Olivia has put a lot of time to, is the student retreat. And maybe I'm gonna let Olivia talk about it.
Sounds good. Yeah, so we are offering the first opportunity of the program to come together in person in the fall. So what that looks like is Friday, we'll invite everybody in, have the chance to hang out at a local brewery, get to know each other a little bit before the official kickoff starts on Saturday. Saturday morning, we'll get together for some program updates, an opportunity to meet an industry professional. And then midday, we're looking at partnering with Boulder Open Space and Mountain Parks to participate on a trail maintenance project to support Public Land Day. And then later in the evening, we're going to get together for, again, an opportunity to have dinner, hang out, get to know one another. And yeah, I'm so looking forward to meeting everybody in person. And if you're able to make it, September 22nd is the weekend. So mark your calendar.
And Olivia, quick question. What time on Friday do things kick off?
What's up?
What time on Friday do things kick off?
Friday, I think we're expecting people to be coming in. So looking at like a 5 o'clock gathering.
Okay.
Yes, and again, more information are on the RSVP, the link to RSVP are coming your way next week through the chairlift, but it'd be great if you could make it and join us. We are very excited that, you know, it's great that this is a very flexible program and everything is online, but there is nothing like the unique, like the in-person interactions. So we are very, very excited about it. Any questions so far about program resources?
Olivia, can we sign up for that program our second year? Because I'm planning on staying in San Luis Obispo for 1 year, and then my second year moving to Boulder. So will that opportunity come up like next year?
I think right now the focus is on initiating it for this year, but assuming it is a success, which I have no doubt it will be, I think we'd love to revisit it again next year.
Very cool. Thank you.
I have a question. So for like the ORE jobs newsletter and information about the chairlifts, would that be sent to our CU email address? Just curious. Okay. I've just had some, I don't know if I've gotten any emails through that email address yet. I'm not able to access it. I don't know if anyone else is having the same issues. But yeah, so I was just curious to know because I don't have access to my my email yet, and I just want to make sure I don't miss any of this stuff.
Does anyone have a similar issue? No, and I would say, Santino, have you asked OIT, the Office of Information Technology, about it?
I did, yes. They put in like a work order about a week and a half ago,
No.
and I just haven't heard back from them or been able to like log in through Gmail or through Outlook, because I know that CU is switching to Outlook, it sounds like. So yeah, I just want to make sure I don't miss any like important emails or about like the new jobs newsletter or any gatherings or anything like that.
No, I think there is something definitely wrong. You should have access to that colorado.edu email address. So I'm gonna just ask them tomorrow and see if I can find something on my end. But if not, don't be shy and keep pushing them to come back to you with an answer. That's their job. They need to help you. Because I'm sure you have a bunch of emails in your Colorado email address.
Okay, that's good to know, because I wasn't sure if I was receiving anything yet. So
yeah, you have, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well,
I'll let you know if I hear something tomorrow. I'll follow up. I will ask them tomorrow and see if I can figure out something on my end.
Okay, that sounds good.
I have a question. I have a question for you. Have you set up your identikey yet?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah. Have you set up your identikey?
I did, yes. Yeah.
You did? Yeah, because what I did is I went on to outlook.com, and then I clicked on students, I believe, and then they asked me for my identikey. So I typed that in, and identikey, and then at colorado.edu. And then your password that you use to go into all your other resources, like your a portal and things like this here. So that's how I did it, and on a Mac computer, and it seemed to work. But you have to have your identikey set up first, and then then go into Outlook.com, and then they'll ask you for your user ID, which is going to be your identikey at colorado.edu, and then from there you enter your password.
Okay.
So try that.
I'm going to try that after this. I did set up my identikey and the password and everything, but I'll try after this session, see if it works.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Sometimes, and I still don't know why, sometimes I can log in through my identikey, and sometimes I need to use my full name. So it's worth trying it.
Okay, I'll give it a shot.
Okay.
Good luck.
Well, we are, I just wanted to bring this to your attention. I guess you are pretty much set, but if you are not, you can see this is where in that website of the program at the upper right hand side corner, you can see that Meet the Students. That's where you could click there and you will see the checklist that you need to go through. That is painful, but it's needed for to set yourself up in the system. So the sooner you do it, the better. You want to be ready for classes. So let me know if when you go through that, if you encounter any problem like Santino with your Colorado email address or anything. Again, happy to help if I can. And lastly, Olivia's turn. And I have a couple of questions for Olivia, and you are most welcome to jump in and ask anything else as well. I know that we are reaching the 6:30 mark. I hope that you can remain in the call, but if you cannot, that's okay, no worries. As I said, we are recording it, and I'm happy to share with those who have to leave. But I would love for Olivia to tell us a bit about, well, maybe you can introduce yourself and tell us about who you are.
Sounds good. Yeah, so Pilar's mentioned my name a few times now, but I am Olivia, and I am not only a student of the program, but also a graduate student assistant helping Pilar with the program. So doing a lot of different things, whether it be the Slack, the newsletter, planning the retreat coming up in the fall, helping out faculty with course curriculum, etc. But I am calling in from Boulder today. I actually recently moved come April. So I'm really excited to be in the area. It's been incredible just being close to the program, the faculty and staff. I have a background in technology. So I come from like a technology consulting, software development kind of career. And similar to everyone here, have a huge passion for the outdoors and building community, and found this program through Basecamp several years ago and had been following it for a while, and finally made the choice to start it. So in January, I started as a master's student, and I chose to specialize in the Leading a Sustainable Business certificate, as well as the Building Resilient Communities through the ORE certificate. And in terms of like what I want to do moving forward, I think the program has been beautiful and like kind of guiding me through that in the past 6 months. And what I've discovered through the coursework and through the mentorship is that I likely want to do some sort of program project management at a nonprofit where we share like a similar mission for building community through the outdoors. And outside of the program, when I get any free time, I love to just jump on my gravel bike and explore all of the gravel roads around Boulder. I mean, yeah, just getting here since April, it's just opened my eyes to the world of gravel possibilities, and have been bike packing a little bit and doing some overnights, and it's been such a blast. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. It's really great to meet all of you. You all have really exciting backgrounds, and I think you're all going to bring so much to the program. So I'm excited to have you all here.
And I will tell you that it's a joy for me to see Olivia's smile since she moved to Boulder. She's so happy that she's here and she's enjoying. So it's always fun to connect with her. Olivia, what is something that you would like all the students coming into the program to know?
Yeah, that's a good question. And I think you spoke to it earlier, but I think don't underestimate the rigor of the coursework. I think when I came in, I was coming in as a full-time student, and I was pretty confident that I could take on about like three courses per term, per session. And I remember during the orientation course, the graduate student assistant at the time was sharing that she recommended you take only like one course per session. She said that was enough, and I was like, there's just no way. But yeah, I think in my experience, if you are approaching this as a full-time student, max 2 courses per session, probably. If you have a job on the side alongside this program, I would recommend probably one course per session. And again, that all varies based on your situation and the amount of time that you want to put toward this program. But I think really to give this program your all to get the most out of it, that would be my recommendation.
Thank you. I think it would be great if you can share your student experience in class. Like I gave some idea about the average workload per course and how that can be distributed. But what's your view on that? What's been your experience so far?
Yeah, I think it varies. So it's hard to kind of give this like blanket policy in a sense across all courses, but it's pretty dependent on who's teaching the course and the way the course is structured. I mean, for example, like some faculty prefer heavier on reading, whereas some prefer heavier on lectures, and then some prefer you do one discussion at like 500 words. Others prefer you do several at 250 words. So there's just a lot of variability, but I think in general, you can expect to put like 3 to 4 hours into just reading and absorbing the material and taking notes. And then you can expect to put another 3-ish hours towards that discussion post and really making a meaningful post that not only like teaches you about the subject matter, but also kind of informs your classmates as well, and provides an opportunity to kind of create discussion amongst the classroom in like a virtual remote setting. That helps.
Yeah. Any questions? Okay, so I guess one question I have for you is there anything that really surprised you of the program when you joined that you didn't expect it, that you wish you would have known before?
I think again, like it's touched on in this orientation course, or in this orientation meeting right now. But I think beyond, there's so much that goes beyond just like the coursework. And as a student of this program, there's so many additional services that make it so special. I think for one, like the faculty and staff are always there for you. Like they're very supportive. They have, I mean, instructors hold office hours for their courses. So that's one means of connecting with them. If you want to reach out and just kind of have a mentoring session with any member of the program, I feel like more often than not, that option is there. And as I've sort of started delving into finding a job, the amount of connections that the entire program have been willing to make for me has been just incredible. So I think there's just so many resources and so many benefits of this program, like that go beyond just like the actual coursework.
That's a great insight. And I would say something that we always say is there are lots of resources, as Olivia says, but it's really on you to make use of them. So it's really what you put into the program is what you get. So don't be shy. Don't think twice about reaching out to professors or anyone in the program, any staff member, because we are here to help you, to support you. But if you don't, we cannot read minds. So it's difficult for us. So it's really what you put into the program, what you get.
Yeah, that's such an important point. Thanks for making that.
Yeah. And maybe my last question for you, Olivia, can you share maybe a favorite assignment or project that you have had so far that can give us an idea about how they look like?
Yeah. It's honestly a hard one to answer because there's so many, which I think is a good problem to have. But I took a Business of the ORE course earlier this summer, and one of the assignments was to pick a macro trend in like a marketing macro trend that's shaping the sporting goods future. Choose a company that is feeding that trend, and then interview an industry professional in that field to kind of gain more knowledge in the space. So I ended up choosing like experiential retail. So the idea of consumers valuing experience over material goods. And I chose to evaluate like Fjallraven's approach to kind of like leveraging that trend. And then I ended up networking a little bit and had the opportunity to speak to a community marketing manager at the company. And I mean, I just like loved that this assignment kind of connected me with an industry professional that I might not have otherwise been connected with. And I think approaching networking from a learning perspective was really key as well, not just kind of asking for a job. And then lastly, I've also referenced it a few times in my resume when applying to jobs, and that's been kind of great to be able to speak to that. So that's just one example of a really fun project, and there's so many more.
Thank you, Olivia. I think
Yeah.
sometimes it's hard for us to figure out how classes are going to look like, what's going to be the kind of assignments and the kind of engagement and how everything is going to work. So hopefully through Olivia's sharing experience, we all get a better idea, but that was the whole intention. This is all we have for you today. This is your chance now, one more chance to ask any questions for Olivia, for me. If you have any, you can always reach me later, but this is the floor on you for you.
Olivia, did that project happen during the fall or spring semester, or is that your summer project?
So it was a project it was an assignment that was part of a subject course, and it was a subject course that I took over the summertime, but that's not to say that that course will always take place over the summer semester.
What did your project course look like for the end of a certificate?
So I have only taken one project course, and that project course was for the and it was a course focused on like project management skills for the ORE. And we essentially had this like hypothetical project and worked together as a team virtually to kind of see this hypothetical project through. So it's just a matter of like building the skills necessary to manage a project so that when one day you do in the real world, you're equipped to do so.
Cool. How much, I enjoy teamwork, but how much of the work is team-based versus independent in a typical course?
So for the subject courses, which are 4 out of the 5 certificate courses, it's 100% independent, I would say. And then for that 5th project course, there is some level of interaction with your team. I would say it's maybe an hour meeting a week. And I do think if project work with a group is really not something you're looking to do, I think there's also opportunity to work with whoever's instructing that course to potentially do something independently as well.
More questions?
Yeah, I do have a question. So I think like the one part of this program that I was like slightly nervous about was just everything being asynchronous and not having access to, being in a classroom and working with other students. I just want to, get your experience with like how that's worked out for you, and if you've been able to, do well even though you're not in a classroom. If you do reach out to other students to kind of get help or collaborate, kind of just what that's been like.
Mm-hmm. That's a good question. So we did launch a Slack workspace for the program, and I will say that's been really helpful to connect with students about the course, like outside of Canvas where the actual course is hosted. And it's also given the opportunity to connect with students in person. So for example, I was just in Maine for several weeks, and I reached out to another student who I knew was in Maine, and we got together. And it kind of facilitates those connections a little more than just a purely like remote program. And I will say too, like, I think as you continue to take courses in the program, you start like recognizing familiar names, familiar faces. And I found that after being in the program for like 4 months, there's a little bit more like organic, natural conversation in those discussions that take place for the courses. I don't know if that answers your question, but
that was good. Thank you.
Yep.
Any more questions?
I have a general question. I had to step out and use the bathroom, but so I kind of missed the beginning of Olivia's discussion. Will this event be publicized so that we can have access to it later? I think I heard that before.
You mean this call?
Yeah. Well, yeah. This event.
Yes. Yes, we are
okay.
recording it. So I'm happy to share with you, Robert. I can send it to you if you wanna.
Yeah. Could you please? I appreciate
Yes,
that.
of course.
Yeah. Because Mother Nature was calling, so I had to go. Thank you.
Okay. Well, if there is no more questions, I would say we went over time, 15 more minutes. So thank you for hanging in here. You know where to find us. If you go to the people's page of the website of the ORE program, you have all of our contact information, Marks, Molly, all faculty. Olivia put her email address in the chat. So yes, don't hesitate to reach out. I would say enjoy your last weeks of summer. You should have access to your Canvas courses 2 days before classes start, if not before. So make sure you log in, you ensure you have access, and it'll be a good opportunity to review the syllabus and again become more familiar with courses. And watch for the chairlift coming up next week. The jobs newsletter is going out tomorrow. Most likely you will get it as well. So lots of information your way. I'm going to follow up with you, Santino, about your Colorado email address. And well, thank you again for joining us today on the call.
Thank you. It's been very informative.
I appreciate it. Nice meeting everyone.
Likewise. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone.